Today, we have one of the top guards to be back on the Sports and Stuff podcast. We got Valley Christian point guard Luke Shaw. Appreciate you coming on, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Yep.
Well, that's good to hear. You guys are wrapping up your season, so I'm sure it's a little bit nice to not be in the trenches anymore. Um, so let's just kick it off there. How do you feel you guys have done a lot of big wins, which we'll get into in a second? But from the start of kind of that preseason, some of the tournaments you guys did at the beginning of the season to now, how do you feel you've done?
Most everybody on this team played together last year as well. So last year we were a really young team, and we just been playing, bonding together over the summer. So that led to a lot of our success. And then also, like you said, we won a lot of games. I think we're 22-1. So, and one of the games we lost was in a tournament, which we were like shorthanded and stuff. So yeah, just the bond this team has together and playing, since last year all together has really helped to that success.
Yeah, like you said, 22-1, and got the schedule up here. A lot of big wins, some key ones I saw. Scottsdale Christian, of course, that being one of your guys' rivals. Coconino, who we've had Memphis on. I know he's another great guard out there. And then ALA Ironwood. But some other ones, like you kicked off the year. I don't know who this school is. It's SJPIIC. I don't know what it stands for, but you guys beat them 95-20 to kick off the year, which is crazy. 97-45 against Globe, 83-34 against Coconino. Um, yeah, your one loss, like you said, by 18 against Vista Moreta from California. But 22-1, how do you feel compared to last year, being able to build that chemistry with the guys you've had? How do you feel you match up going into the playoffs in just a couple of weeks?
I think we match up pretty well. Like I said, like last year, we won state, so a lot of people on this team know what it's like to win, and that's what we hunger for again this year. So we want to go back to back. So everybody just knows what it takes to win, and knows the role and knows what they have to do to get there. So we're gonna do our best to do that.
I know you played AZ Select with Ant and a couple of other guys that we've had on the show. Also did Section 7, I saw from some pictures. Talk to me about what you wanted to build in your game throughout the summer and even leading into it with preseason stuff. And then I know you text me after I sent you this stuff. You're like, I'm just getting back from film. So I know you're a student of the game, but what things have you focused on kind of from the summer to now that have helped you become one of the best guards in the state?
Yeah, so obviously just going up against better players, like being on AZ Select, our team was pretty good. Playing against Ann and Bryce and all those guys, really helped me excel my game. Just learning stuff from them and stuff, but also going at them in practice every day and playing with them. So I think just building that connection with them, and then also like just like you said, watching film and practice and all that stuff. It's really just a lot of practice. That's pretty much the biggest thing.
We're gonna get into kind of your brothers too in a little bit, but with your brothers being at the level they are in the Division 1 level, what advice have they given you to kind of help you on your journey to hopefully get to that level one day? And I'm sure when they're home for the summer, I'm sure it's a lot of in the backyard, in the training facility, getting shots of and stuff. Is there anything that they've helped you grow in the most, or any points of advice that they've told you that have really helped you throughout these last couple of years in high school?
Well, yeah, God has blessed me with two older brothers, and the cool thing about it is they both had two completely different paths. So I get to look at both of those and kind of see what I want to take from this one and what I want to take from this one, what I don't like and what I do like. So
Right.
I've been really blessed with that, and also like their experiences. They've been through what I've been through, and just having someone older and someone I trust that you just talk to whenever I need to. So it's just been a blessing.
So you're 6'2". You're one of the best guards in the state with your shooting ability and how you're able to create on a multitude of levels. You're, in my opinion, a 3-level scorer. But yeah, you're a knockdown shooter. With how successful you guys have been this year, what would you say was the biggest factor into what you guys are now? A lot of big wins, a big record. You're looked at as probably one of the favorites, if not the favorite, in the 3A division title race. But what things have helped you, or you would say was the biggest factor you guys kept to stay at the top throughout the entire year?
Just the leadership of this team. Last year we had my brother. He was the main leader, but kind of this year it's kind of led to like everybody on the team being a leader in their own way, and I think that's really helped with our success. Also, like I said, the bond. But again, like we know what it takes to win, and I think that's led to a lot of success. Once you get the taste of winning, you never want to go back to what you had before. So we all want that taste again, and like the teams we play, we're gonna go hard. Who it doesn't matter who it is.
Take me through this SCA game for a second. You guys pulled out a 13-point win. Of course, they are extremely young, I would say, for what they are. I got the box score here. I wanted to pull it up real quick. They don't have anything. You had 31 points in 31 minutes on 11 for 22 shooting. Take me through that game. What were some of the things you guys faced? I know we just had Jacob Weber on a couple of weeks ago. He's one of their top guys. But take me through that game. What was it like, and what got you to have go for 31 on a great shooting performance, going 50%?
Well, yeah, like you said, Jacob and Elijah, great players. Probably they're maybe their two best, I would say. Obviously going into that game, we knew we had to take them out of the game, and I think we did that pretty well with our defense. I think my teammates Jake and Caleb and all those guys, really locked up on them. So I think just knowing who they were really helped on the defensive end, but on the offensive end, just running our sets, and it was really like just hitting the open guy. Like I just so happened to be open, and they hit me when I was hot, and it was a team effort, and I hit them when they were hot too. So it's just a team effort in the win. So that's pretty much it.
What would you say the style of play you guys is? I know your coach is been there a very long time. I think he just got National Coach of the Year, correct, by the NFHS, I believe. I just read that before we started recording. What style of play has he gotten you guys to really buy into? Because of course, a lot of high schools, sometimes it's ISO ball, sometimes it's not that much ball movement, or it's a lot of sets and like a 2-3 defense type thing. What would you say is the type of sets you guys create? What's the type of offense, the flow you guys try to go for?
Yeah, we try to play like really free, getting up in transition and stuff, putting as many points on the board as we can, but also defensively locking up, but really just playing fast and drive and kick and all that. I mean, we have a lot of sets, but we only run it when we really need to. We're trying to get it out in transition, first.
Right. Um, who are some guys you try to emulate in yourself? Of course, you're a knockdown shooter. I would hate to give you the Steph comparison because I feel like it's so tough to be. A lot of kids
Yeah.
say they play like Steph Curry, and I'm just like, I don't know. But with your ability to shoot it from all over the place, it's a little JJ Redick to me, and I feel like your work ethic is probably the same as his. But who are some guys you watch a lot of film on your own time? Try to find pieces of their game that you want to add to yours. Any guys you look up to at all?
There's not like a specific guy that I really like look up to, but I kind of watch, as much as I can. I'm open to watch whoever. You can learn everything, anything from everything. So I think just watching a lot, seeing different picking moves from them and stuff, just really helps a lot. There's no one like I'm trying to play like, and
Right.
definitely not Steph Curry. I wouldn't put anybody on that level yet. But yeah, I just try to steal stuff, copy and paste their moves to mine, and just put it all together and make myself, because no one's gonna play like me, and I'm not gonna play like specifically like someone else.
Right. I love that answer. I've had a lot of people on here that have said some outlandish names, and after recording, I'm like, I don't see that at all. That's why I try to go back and watch some film, and I'm like, he's got a really good handle, but he can shoot from anywhere. So it just seems like, which JJ Redick was one guy that came to mind. But you're averaging 26 and a half points a game, which is 11th in the entire state, regardless of division. There is some teams that I know don't keep their stats. Like I think Perry is one of them. But again, you would still be in that top 15, I would say, in scoring. 26 and a half, like I said, 2 assists, 3.5 rebounds, and about 2.5 steals a game. What has made you feel so confident and comfortable, especially as a junior, to go out and play like you have done throughout the entire year and put up these big number games?
Well, yeah, my coaches got my back, and they're confident in me, but also my teammates. Like one thing special about this team is we're not afraid to call each other out on a bad shot. We we love each other at the end of the day, but yeah, we're gonna get on each other in practice and go after it. So I mean, just the teammates having confidence in me and me having confidence in them to give me the ball, and them having confidence in me to get the ball has really led to that kind of open play. And I think that's like the main thing to our success is the trust we have.
Yeah, one of your biggest games here I see against Regis Jesuit. You had 41, and then along with four assists and 6 rebounds. What makes playing with the guys you are? I'm sure, like you said, you've played with them a long time, but what makes you feel so confident to give it out to them if you're not feeling it and really add to your assist and your ball control and ball movement? Because it's not just you that I see scoring in these games. It's a multitude of guys. It might not show on the stat sheet, but I'm sure a lot of guys on your team that are doing stuff on the court that is not on the stat sheet, playing good defense, boxing out, stuff like that. But what makes you feel so confident in your teammates that has helped throughout this season and hopefully is going to push to another state championship for you guys?
Yeah, well, I've seen them put in the work. All of us collectively, come in on weekends in the off season and stuff. I've seen everybody put in the work, so I have trust in them to knock down the big shot and just because I'm seeing them doing it in practice, and I've seen them do it when we're just playing around and having open gyms. So I trust them in the game too.
So usually one of my questions is like, who are you most looking forward to playing this year? But there's only, like you said, like I think like 4 or 5 games left for you guys. I know a couple of other teams only have like 3 or 4. Who has been your favorite team to play this year? I know you guys are 22-1, and a lot of them have been blowouts. Is there anyone though that sticks out to you that really kind of gave you a harder time than others and really made it a competitive game for you guys to go in and take a big win against?
Yeah, so I would say first off, my favorite game was probably the Holbrook game, and yeah, I think we ended up winning by 20 plus, but just the atmosphere, like they brought all their fans into our kind of little gym and packed the place out. But when you're talking about competitiveness and like getting us better, I would say the Regis game that you talked about. I think they're a Colorado 6A Colorado team, so it was really good in the early of the season to give us something that we haven't seen in a while to really test us. I think we only won that game by 2. So it was just a great test for us early in the season.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the Holbrook game. You won by 31, 81 to
Yeah, so
50.
it wasn't a pretty score, but just the atmosphere was so fun. Like they would hit a free throw and everybody would go crazy. So it's just super fun to play in that game.
Yeah, you hit 32 points, 12 for 21 shooting on 57% field goal percentage. That is extremely impressive. Um, Your family, though, like we are talking about a little bit earlier, has had a lot of success in the last couple of years. Isaiah going to GCU, and then Caleb at Northern Colorado. You are only a junior, but 11th in scoring is a big, I would say, jump from what you were last year in the entire state. Is the goal to continue to get to the next level and continue the legacy your brothers are building and you hope to add to? Or what are some goals you have for yourself in the near future?
Well, I think the main goal is to win state. That would be my favorite. But also, I really do want to play the next level. I actually have an offer from Northern Colorado where my brother's at, so I think that'd be cool to go play with him. But yeah, playing at the next level, I just want to play ball. So anything, whatever God has for me, I'm ready for.
Yeah, if you go to Northern Colorado and then Isaiah makes the jump over there, it might be a Shaw reunion,
You
which
know,
I think if you,
you know,
I don't know if I think the Ball brothers played in high school. I've never heard of 3 brothers playing collegiate basketball all at the same school, so I think that'd be pretty sick. Um, like we said earlier, to one of the questions to wrap this up, you guys are 22-1. I'm assuming next season you guys will jump up to 4A if you guys win state or if you go higher. There's been a lot of movement throughout football, at least that I've seen. Smaller schools jumping up, bigger schools coming down. But being in 3A, it means you guys are unfortunately not eligible for the open division playoff. If Valley Christian were in this open division, how do you feel you guys would do? I look at a team. I had Dylan Novak on a couple of months ago. They're number 3, I think, in the open division standings right now, and they're a small school out in Gilbert, just like you. Do you think if if Valley Christian were in the open division, how do you feel you and the rest of the guys would match up against some of the better teams in the state?
Yeah, so I really heard a lot about the open division. I think the concept of it is super cool. And yeah, that'd be a pretty cool thing to play in. Getting to play like regardless of divisions. I mean, I think we do pretty good. Just playing our hardest, whatever the outcome. But it is interesting to see how like they rank all the teams in that, and I'll be excited to see like who comes out on top and stuff.
Do you have a sense of who you think's going to take it all? I feel like there's
Well,
like a low and behold favorite, I guess you can say, with Perry. But I feel like anybody, it's like a March Madness style with how many teams are in it. Any team could get hot. But do you have any thoughts of who you think is going to be in that top contention for it?
I mean, obviously Perry's a great team, but there's some sleepers out there as well. But what I do want to ask is it basically like a state tournament? Because I haven't really heard much about it, so I was just wondering what it's kind of like.
You know, as a podcaster and kind of a reporter, I should know more about this, but let me look because I've been very curious too about how they're going to do it. I talked to a guy from AZ Preps a couple of I was at the Basha Perry game and I asked him, I was like, it's kind of weird, like I feel like I think I've talked about it too. There's enough guys that I've been around that truly care about this state and the sport like
Yeah.
world and industry for high school sports in the state. And I think there should be really a committee of, 5 or 6 guys that do it, but it's all like tech based. It all gets like thrown into a system and then they just shoot out answers. So like teams there was one here. I think they dropped a bit. It looks like Sahuaro or it might be Saguaro. They're from Tucson. They were like number 3 or 4 like 2 weeks ago. And now they're 22nd, but it looks like it's taking the top teams from 4A to 6A and throwing them in a pool of like generated depending on wins in your region and conference. So like, excuse me, it goes Perry, Gilbert North, Peoria is number 3, which is quite a shock actually at 13-1. Bradshaw Mountain, Basha, NDP, Liberty, excuse me, Campo Verde, Brophy, Highland, Ironwood, Boulder Creek, Millennium, Pinnacle, Sunny Slope, DM, Canyon View, St. Mary's, Mesa, North Canyon. That's the top 20. Um, I feel like I can see 8 teams winning it out of those on a good night. But it's such a weird concept. I've never seen really anything like this before. I think it's a great idea, but I would just wish it was more, I guess not opinion based, but like go from people that really know this stuff. But do you got any eyes on teams you think can take it all besides Perry?
Well, I mean, it's hard not to favor them, but like you said, there's a lot of it's like you said, March Madness, anything could happen. So I think it's just a matter of who plays good that night. But also, this is the first year they're doing it, right?
Yeah.
Or did they do this last year?
No,
Okay,
this is
yeah.
the
So it'll
first
be
year.
interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out and if they'll want to keep doing it. But like I said, like I think anybody can really win it on any given night.
Well, Luke, I appreciate you coming on. Every time we do this with a lot of the hoopers I've had on, we always say, what's your favorite on-court shoe? I've seen a lot of pictures in the Kobe 4s, which I looked at prices last week for some Kobe 6s. I have a decent job outside of this. I was like, $400, like, sure, I might be able to do that. They were goddamn $800. I'm like, I
Yeah,
would never pay that
it's crazy.
for some
Yeah.
Kobe 6s. What shoes have you been rocking? What have been your go-tos throughout the season? What are some like ones you've had big games in too?
Yeah, so I did start off the season with a pair of Kobe's. They just feel great. Like not even like the price or like saying like, oh, I got Kobe's. They just feel good. I feel like they're a good point guard shoe.
Right.
But recently I've switched to some Giannis's. I don't know which ones they are, but they're like the blue ones. But they actually feel really good. So I don't know. I don't really, I like lower like low top shoes, but I don't know. It's hard to beat Kobe's, but these Giannis's have been really doing it for me lately.
I've seen a lot of people in the GT cuts, which I
Oh,
never
yeah.
heard of until like talking to a couple of you guys, and I'm like, what are these things?
Yeah, yeah. So I think they're like really expensive as well. But I've never tried one on, but apparently they feel like you're walking on air. So I might try those. So I don't know.
I just got the Jordan 36 low Luca edition. They're like my first basketball shoe in like 4 years. So I need to go break them in and actually play in them. I went on a journey for them. I'm out in Scottsdale. I drove to like the Dix and Gilbert, wherever that is. They said they had them in my size. So I drove like 40 minutes out there and they weren't there. So I'm like, great. This is like the absolute like biggest waste of time and gas ever. But Luke, I appreciate you coming on. Anything to shout out before we get out of here?
No, that's it, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, I'm excited to see you guys continue to dominate like you have this season. Hopefully it ends up in a state title championship. I know my brother goes to Scottsdale Christian, so it'll be a little cut and dry if if you guys end up in the state title game together. But wishing you guys nothing but the best of luck for the rest of the season in the playoffs. Excited. I'll probably come and watch a playoff game if you guys make it pretty far. But good luck to you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.
For sure. I appreciate it, man. Have a good one.